I've had the great privilege of traveling to 40 American cities in just about as many states and to 15 European countries, and I've learned many things about our great and self-conscious nation. What else might you expect, however, from a government that also includes Chrystia Freeland, a deputy prime minister, who has literally bragged about her colleagues' appalling performance on the economic front, claiming that it is actually good and meet for Canadians to empty their wallets at the gas pumps so that the climate emergency stays first and foremost in their all too careless, by liberal standards, consciences. I simply cannot believe that this absolute failure of economic policy is now being trumpeted as a positive accomplishment. How daring, how appalling, how manipulative, how miraculous. Here's a hint for you saintly progressives. If you cared about the poor at all, the real poor, not the hypothetical poor you are hypothetically saving in the future, you would do virtually nothing but expend effort to drive down the cost of energy. Energy, which is precisely equivalent to work, and therefore to the wealth that ameliorates poverty. It is almost impossible to overstate the degree to which Canada's international reputation has been damaged by the childish and ill-advised actions of our juvenile WEF marionette of a prime minister. The Americans I have talked to and with, including people very well placed politically on the Democratic and Republican front alike, listen in open-mouthed and disbelieving amazement when I recount the claim brought forth by the Trudeau Liberals and their hired Canadian Broadcasting Corporation bootlickers that the Trucker Freedom Convoy was financed by Americans hell-bent on bringing about a January 6th style insurrection in Ottawa. Who would benefit from that, even in principle? Even if the American Republican MAGA types, say, cared about us, which they don't, why in the world would they want to destabilize Canadian democracy? What's the motive to justify the crime? There is none. Period. Do you understand, Canadians? Even the American Democrats think that idea is insane. And a non-trivial proportion of Canadians seemed willing to buy the story, despite its demonstrable, factual falseness. Remember the CBC retraction, buried in obscurity? And preposterousness, because the alternative was the truly painful realization that the governmental institutions and the legacy media organizations that served us well and faithfully in the center and on the left and right for 150 years have now become fundamentally incompetent, untrustworthy, self-serving, collusionist, and corrupt. It's easier for too many smug and blind Northerners to swallow the line instead that madmen, MAGA Trumpists want to destabilize what is, after all, their biggest trading partner and most stable and reliable ally. To believe that Confederate admiring truckers, and is there more than a single one of those, are working in concert with the evil orange-haired demon who once ruled the US. And even worse, I have had extensive discussions with political and cultural figures in the UK, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Romania, Hungary, Estonia, Albania, Austria, Croatia, Slovenia, Poland, and Serbia. And I know for a fact, from first-hand communication, that Canada has hurt itself very badly on the reputational front with the derisive dismissal of the trucker convoy, which has spawned similar movements in other countries, most notably the US and the Netherlands. Perhaps Canadians are trying to downplay the significance of all of this, because we are in some state of shock